people look at me like I grew a few extra heads when I talk about this, but personally I've seen a number of cases right in front of me of people who were, for example, completely blind to reading a 21-25 line on the eye chart. I've also personally measured individuals almost completely deaf or completely deaf, and I've seen them in a matter of minutes go down to 40 decibels of hearing loss or better. Yeah.
Where are you measuring people's ears and sight in prayer settings?
I'm referring to a study that we did in Mozambique about 10 years ago.
What made you want to go to Mozambique?
I was so frustrated with the difficulty of tracking down even efforts to document healing through prayer. I wanted to really pick low-hanging fruit in a sense, and I wanted to look at conditions for which some of the biggest claims were being made in the Pentecostal and charismatic communities. Heidi Baker is a missionary to Mozambique who has a reputation globally among Pentecostals and charismatics as seeing a lot of effects when she prays for hearing and when she prays for vision, especially when she's in Mozambique. And so I took a research team of medical doctors and research scientists with me to Mozambique, and we followed Heidi Baker into the field, into what she calls the bush, very rural areas where people have had very limited exposure to technology or to Christian teachings, and that's where she does a lot of her evangelistic work. Typically, what Baker does is she calls up all of the blind and the deaf at the very beginning of the service, and she makes a promise that God will heal those who are blind and those who are deaf as proof that the Christian God is real and loves them and will heal them. A lot of the time, she's in Muslim-dominated areas, she's in areas where there are traditional African healers, where this can actually be a rather dangerous thing for her to be promising. Every single person who was brought up was tested before they received prayer and also after they received prayer. We tested people's vision. We had someone who couldn't even count fingers from a foot away when she started, and then she was reading down on the 21-25 line of the vision chart.
So that's the 21-25 vision. She had both eyes open. We got the 21-25.
Aleluia! Quantos dedos? Oh, agora 5. Aleluia!
I have no good explanation medically for how a number of people would go from demonstrably blind to seeing or demonstrably deaf to hearing in a matter of a few minutes.
This is a portable audiometer that we use to test people's hearing. And so we had equipment that was precisely designed to test people's hearing thresholds. We really found some quite surprising and dramatic results. I really see there as being a wide field of research that many medical doctors and scientists could productively engage with, because there are many more fascinating questions that could be answered, particularly if we use both the narratives and the testimonies of what people's experiences are, and we bring those into conversation with what the objective medical measures and what the medical records can show us.